So, yeah, Weird Tales. So I'm vaguely familiar with this magazine. I haven't yet had any issues. So it's a gothic fantasy magazine. Um, I got this in the Prospect charity shop in Swindon. Their books and media ones. So it's only 50p. Yeah, this is the sort of thing I'm always looking out for. I haven't found them very often in charity shops, so it's a nice find. I used to always see this kind of thing in random off licenses, especially like near seaside towns. You know, they'd have like smaller publication magazines and more quirky magazines than, say, WH Smith typically would. Um, yeah, I always like to read this kind of thing. Originally 5.95 in Forbidden Planet, so 50p, much better. This is dated 2007. So yeah, it is full of stories, obviously with a Weird Tales theme, which is right up my street. I mean, basically they're going to read like an average dream of mine, probably. Yeah, I really like this kind of thing, and I might discover some interesting authors. I also like the ones that are about real life events as well, that are strange. But yeah, these ones that are full of stories are really good. This one is all in black and white print. Yeah, so short stories. Oh, you got a library section, so looking at different books that have been published. This is an American publication, by the way. The Messenger. So yeah, also chance to find some nice artwork. This is also, I believe, they have some comic Stuffore Projects. They have some comic frog. They have some comic strips as well. So yeah, I will look out for more of these. As I say, they are pretty much up my street. I've got a nice bit of reading material, and it was a bargain for 50p. They only had one, unfortunately, otherwise I would have bought more. They have quite a few magazines in the Prospect books and magazine shop. Most of them were like railway magazines and geography magazines and that, history magazines. But yeah, dug this one out. So yeah, got a nice lot of reading material here for 50p. There's some of their other issues they're advertising. There's some poetry as well. I like a bit of weird poetry. Absolutely. So yeah, it's stories all with a weird theme. There's the comic strip. Yes, it's got a bit of a few pages of comic strip there. So yeah, really looking forward to getting stuck in to read that one. Now the next one, a very famous story, A Clockwork Orange. I have never read the book, and I'm interested to. I didn't realise it was only a novella until I found it. One thing I want to say first of all, when I spotted it in the cancer research charity shop in the £2 for £4 book section, to look at, I don't know if you think this, but I think it really looks like a children's book. I guess it's the colours and the fact that it's a penguin. It looks like a penguin's children's book, but obviously the subject matter is very mature. Yeah, so we'll quickly go through this. If you don't know the story of A Clockwork Orange, the leader of a gang is literally brainwashed as a part of a government initiative to try and curb his horrible behaviour, which includes excessive violence, theft, uh, all sorts of wrongdoings. The book itself, I believe, is often finding itself on lists of greatest books ever written. In at least, I believe this was written in the UK, so at least on the UK side of things. So this book was published in 1963 originally. So it was originally written in 1963. This edition is 1972. Yeah. Oh no, 1962. It was originally written. Yeah. This edition is 1972. It's in different parts. So I have seen the film probably once or twice, more than about 10 years ago, maybe. And it's the sort of film that sticks in your mind. So I certainly remember parts of it. is by Stanley Kubrick, of course. I've heard the author say that he wasn't a fan of the film. He thought that it kind of glamorized the violence, and obviously that is not what's supposed to be happening in the story. Yeah, but I will have to, I think, revisit the film again and see what I think. But what I will do now, very shortly, is read this book, give it a review, and then I'm going to kind of compare it. Maybe then watch the film again and see what I think about the two. I do know that the film does not have the story after a certain point from the book. So basically, the last chapter of the book does not make it into the film in any form at all, and it's a key part of the book. And it's interesting that the film leaves it out. And once I've read the book, perhaps I'll understand a bit more about that choice, and I'll see which I prefer.